The heart of their small Ghanaian home, once filled with the gentle rhythm of Oku's mother's presence, now beats to a different drum. Oku's mother became deceased and her father, seeking solace perhaps, or driven by necessity, brought another woman into their lives. Soon, a new daughter, Abla, arrived, her laughter a bright, unfamiliar melody in the quiet house. Growing up, the stepmother's affection flowed like a river towards Abla, leaving Oku parched. Chores, heavy and unending, became Oku's constant companions. While Abla's days were filled with leisure, Oku's were a relentless cycle of sweeping dust, fetching water, toiling in the fields under the scorching sun, and navigating the bustling market. She carried these burdens, a quiet, obedient shadow, her young back already bowed by responsibility. The stepmother, however, remained unmoved by Oku's diligence, her eyes fixed on her favored child. One sweltering afternoon, after the last pot was scrubbed and the floor gleamed, the stepmother presented Oku with a tray piled high with fresh orange. "Sell every single one," she commanded, her voice sharp, "and do not darken my doorstep again until you do." A silent dismissal hung in the air, heavier than the tray Oku balanced on her head. Oku walked for what felt like an eternity, the sun dipping towards the horizon, casting long, eerie shadows. Weariness clung to her like a second skin. As dusk painted the sky in hues of orange and purple, she stumbled upon a small hut on the outskirts of a village she barely knew. An old woman, her face a road map of wrinkles, sat on the porch, her eyes like ancient pools. She inquired about Oku's presence so late. In a small voice, thick with exhaustion, Oku recounted her stepmother's cruel decree. Compassion flickered in the old woman's eyes. She bought the entire tray of orange, her gnarled fingers carefully counting out the coins. The hour was late, and the old woman offered Oku shelter for the night. Dawn found Oku already awake, her hands eager to help with the old woman's simple chores. Gratitude warmed her tired heart. When she finally asked to leave, the old woman insisted on one last kindness, a bath. She led Oku to a secluded enclosure where two large pots sat side by side. One held water so clear it seemed to capture the light itself. The other was murky, the color of earth after a heavy rain. "Bathe with the brownish water, child," the old woman instructed gently, "and do not touch the crystal clear one." Years of obedience had ingrained in Oku a quiet acceptance of hardship. Without question, she dipped a gourd into the muddy water and poured it over her dusty skin. As the grime washed away, a radiant warmth spread through her. She gasped, looking down at her arms, now shimmering with pure gold. Tears welled in her eyes, a mixture of shock and wonder. The old woman smiled knowingly. "This is your destiny, child. Go home now, and may it serve you well." As Oku, now glowing with golden light, approached her village, a flash of iridescent blue caught her eye. Akpakpo, the village bird, perched on a high branch, its song echoing through the air, "Your daughter is coming, she is coming with gold and treasures." A hush fell over Oku's home as she stepped through the doorway, the golden light radiating from her. Her father stared in disbelief, while the stepmother's eyes narrowed with a sudden, sharp greed. "Aku," her voice soft but clear, explained the old woman's kindness in the faraway village. The stepmother's heart, a barren field of envy, began to churn. She envisioned Abler draped in even more splendor. The very next day, she thrust a tray of orange into Abler's hands. "Go," she snapped, her voice leaving no room for argument. "Find the old woman and bring back even greater riches." Abler, accustomed to a life of ease, dragged her feet, the tray of orange a cumbersome weight on her pampered head. She whined and complained under her breath, her journey a stark contrast to Aku's quiet endurance. Eventually, she too found the old woman's hut. The old woman, her wise eyes seeing beyond Abler's petulance, but the orange. "I wish to bathe," Abler announced imperiously, expecting immediate compliance. The old woman led her to the enclosure. Again, the two large pots sat waiting, one crystal clear, the other muddy. "Bathe with the brownish water," the old woman instructed, her tone gentle but firm. Abler scoffed. "Muddy water? Are you mad? Why would I soil myself with that when this beautiful, clear water is right here?" Ignoring the old woman's words, she splashed the pristine water over her skin. The effect was immediate and horrifying. Moments later, her smooth skin erupted in angry red boils and weeping sores. She shrieked, her vanity replaced by a raw, burning pain. The old woman's voice, devoid of emotion, simply stated, "This too is your destiny." Abler stumbled home, tears of pain and self-pity streaming down her disfigured face. As she neared the village, Akpakpa the bird, perched once more, sang a different tune, its melody harsh and mocking, "Your daughter is coming, coming, coming with sickness." A wave of shame washed over the stepmother as Abler appeared, her once flawless skin now a landscape of boils. The villagers, witnessing the stark contrast between the sisters' fates, understood the silent lesson whispered in the wind. The stepmother's favoritism had yielded a bitter harvest.